Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm very excited because I'm back with another collab video. This one is going to be very chatty, so make sure you grab a snack, grab a drink, be ready to sit for a bit, I'm sure. Or put me on in the background while you're folding laundry, doing dishes, cooking, whatever the deal may be. That's usually how I like to watch longer videos. Also while I'm on the elliptical and things like that, I really enjoy longer videos, but I know not everybody does, so this is your warning now. This is most likely going to be long. Also, I'm collaborating with Kelly of Glam with Kelly here on YouTube, and she is pretty notorious for doing longer chatty videos as well, just like me, which is why I love her so much. So anyways, before I go into talking a little bit more about Kelly, I want to just address something real quick, just in case you guys may or may not be noticing my makeup. It's pretty glam. It's pretty bam. So this is actually the result of my full face of the most hated makeup trends video. That video is already live. I will link that video, so if you have not seen it, this is a little surprise of how it turned out. Actually not too bad, I don't think. So anyways, but if you haven't seen that and were interested just to watch it and learn all about all the different hated makeup trends on my face, I'll link that video in the eye. Definitely encourage you guys to check it out. I had a lot of fun filming it, but this is the result of that. But I'll also list everything that's on my face in the description box too, just in case you're curious, so you can check there. So now back to topic. Kelly and I are collabing on a video all about old makeup releases that we still want. That's basically the premise of this. But first, I just want to mention Kelly. She is so sweet. I absolutely adore her so much. I feel like I'm fairly new to her channel. I've been watching for, maybe it's even been a year already. Gosh, has it been a year? Oh my god, it feels like she's new, but I absolutely adore her. Like I said, she does a lot more very longer, chattier videos. She does a lot of chit chat, get ready with me's. Recently she's been doing some declutter videos. She's been starting to do a lot of like, can I dupe it type kind of videos, and shopping her stash kind of videos and things like that. So if you are someone who appreciates longer, chattier videos like mine, then I think you will absolutely love Kelly. Kelly is, I feel like we're very similar. We're both in our 30s. She's a mom of three. I believe she's a mom of 3 kids just like me. She has these I can't not mention that she has the most stunning piercing blue eyes like that you have ever seen in your life. I just love her. She's so stunning, and I think you guys will like her too. So definitely once you're done watching this video, head on over to her video and show her some love. And if you guys are new here from Kelly's channel, I just want to say thank you so much. Welcome. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the comments. I would love to kind of meet you virtually and get to know more about you. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. This is the palette that kind of kicked it off in my brain, at least when I was thinking about it, and it's swatches from someone on Instagram. She's someone I actually just started following a couple of days ago, so I'm going to let you guys know her account because her account's fabulous. She does swatches of palettes and stuff, but she also kind of puts together her own like palettes using indie brand singles and just creates some of the most beautiful color stories, and her swatches are just stunning. Her Instagram account is called Liz Dagger Beauty, and now I'm looking at it, shows that she has a YouTube channel as well, which I haven't seen, but I'll have to check out. So anyways, I'm gonna since I'm going to be using her photos, I will list her Instagram account below, and I'll go ahead and list her YouTube channel down below as well. But anyways, I had seen this after I followed her or found her page and started following her. I was kind of like stalking her page and looking all over her photos because they were just so satisfying. And I came across this photo, I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see, of the Norvina Anastasia Beverly Hills Mini Volume 3 palette. The swatches here are so beautiful. Like, it's just so eye-catching, and I remember when that palette came out and I just thought it was so beautiful. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in one of my past makeup I want but probably won't buy videos. So if you are new here and you like those type of will I buy it videos or even anti-haul type of videos, my makeup I want but probably won't buy videos is kind of like a mashup of those two videos. I'm talking about all the products that I want but I probably won't buy for one reason or another. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I'd mentioned this in there. And I think the reason why I said I probably wouldn't buy it is because I feel like there's a couple blues in here, only 2 really, but I'm not really big into blues. And also what calls me into this palette is like the burgundy and red tones. I love burgundy red tones for eyeshadows. They always sucker me in, but I know I actually have several in my collection that probably don't even get enough love. Anyways, I never ended up buying this, and I feel like this isn't like a crazy old release, but it's still older. I mean, in the beauty community, what's considered old, like last week what is considered old. But anyways, I feel like still this is something that's a little bit older release. I actually completely forgot about it until I saw these photos again. I was like, oh my god, it kind of just like stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, this is stunning. I still kind of really want this. There's some shimmers in there that are so stunning. This beautiful kind of like foresty cool green shade, and again those warmer maroon burgundy red tones just really have me. So that's something that is a little bit of an older release that I still really want, and I feel like I think eventually, I don't know, will I buy it? I don't know. But this isn't a will I buy it video. I'm just saying this is something that's older that I still really want, and these swatches really pulled me into wanting it even more now that I've remembered it. It's, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Why don't I have this? Anyways, we're gonna have to move on because I swear this is gonna be a video all about me talking myself into buying products that I don't need. Like, I have so many eyeshadow palettes. I recently was talking about in other videos, several videos actually, that I probably should go on some kind of low buy, no buy kind of a thing and just start appreciating more of what I have. I have too many eyeshadows, but I always get suckered in. I love trying new products and new brands and new palettes. I just, even if I have the same colors, it doesn't seem to matter. But anyways, let's go to move on to the next one. And this was actually something that I had seen, I think within the same day or day after, and that also kind of triggered this idea of older releases that I still want, that I still have my eye on. And this is a palette that I do think I will buy in the future because it's from an indie brand that I would love to try this year. I made a video talking about 5 indie brands that I want to try in 2020, and this is the brand, and this palette specifically is what I want to purchase. So this is the Arcana palette from Shroud Cosmetics. I just think it's so beautiful. The metallics in here just look absolutely stunning. The mattes in here look so creamy. I like that it's kind of a variety of jewel tones and very grungy like grungy like jewel tones. It's just a beautiful palette. I really love supporting small business brands and trying new business brands. I've heard nothing but good things about Shroud Cosmetics, and this palette still, like, even though it's a little bit of an older release, it's still something that I look at and I'm like, I want that. I don't care that it's old. I don't care it's an older release. I want it so bad every time I see it. I recently just watched a video from Annette of Annette's Makeup Corner, I think, using this palette, and it just reminded me, like, I still want that palette. It's so beautiful. It's an older release, but I still really want it. All right, this next one is a palette too. The majority of these products are going to be palettes, although I do have a few other things that are not palettes, but I feel like the thing that catches my eye the most, that I'm always the most interested in, is always going to be eyeshadows and palettes, but it's like one of the things I absolutely do not need because I have so many. But anyways, and this one's kind of a little bit more simple. I don't think it's like these are super old either, but they're still an older release, but they're still really intriguing to me. And these are the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. The one specifically that I want the most is the Hot Jalapeno one. It's the green one. I just think it's so cute and so pretty. I think they're only like $4, so why I haven't picked these up, I don't really know. I haven't heard any bad things about these palettes. I've heard a lot of really good things about these palettes, and especially considering the price, I feel like it's not a loss. So I don't know why I haven't picked these up, but I feel like maybe next time I make an Ulta purchase, I may grab that palette, but I don't know, something always stops me. It's something I've put in my cart and then ended up taking out, and I don't really know why. I don't know, but I still look at them and I'm like, I want those. I just do. So anyways, kind of a silly one considering it's so affordable and would be easy to get, but I just have not purchased it. Okay, this next one is a palette that actually only recently came on my radar within the last couple of months because I was shopping on Ulta and grabbing some things, and I saw this palette and I thought it was new, and I think maybe it could be new, but I feel like it's at least, I think it was launched maybe January, February, maybe a little bit older, so it's not like, again, not a super old release, but older. Anyways, and I only had seen it on Ulta when I was shopping Ulta. It randomly came up and I was like, what is this palette? It is beautiful. The color spoke to me. It looks so vibrant and bright. And it's a palette from BH Cosmetics, which BH Cosmetics has not really been on my radar in the longest time. I am following them on Instagram, but funny enough, it's like I haven't seen them on Instagram in the longest time. I had to go to their page to see if I was still following them, and I am. It's just Instagram, always with their algorithm, it just makes things difficult for you to see people you follow, which is really annoying. But anyway, so enough of my rambling. This is the Trendy in Tokyo palette, and it's basically kind of like your classic rainbow palette. I don't know if there's really anything super special about this palette, but I just thought it looked so beautiful. The colors are so bright and vibrant. They look kind of like neon-y rainbow. It just looks so beautiful. BH Cosmetics is a more affordable brand, so I don't know, it's just a really intriguing palette to me. I love that it's available at Ulta. things being available at Ulta is like a big factor in me actually purchasing or not. Not that I'm against purchasing on brand websites and stuff like that. It's just more convenient to purchase at Ulta. And when I saw this in Ulta, I was so close. I actually do think I still have it in my cart right now. So I'm like, maybe next time I make a purchase, I may grab that palette. I don't need it, because what it reminds me of is the September Rose Slush palette, which I absolutely love. So I already have, I feel like, probably a lot of these same colors, but something about this I really want. So anyways, even though it's something that's like was new to catch my attention, it is an older release, and it is something that I, for some reason, really want. Alright, moving along to another palette. Now this one I do believe is quite an older palette. I know it released at least more than a year ago. This is from the brand Nabla Cosmetics, and Nabla actually didn't really come on my radar for quite a while. I feel like I first heard about them or discovered them from Lauren of Little Blushing Birdie here on YouTube. She talks about their brand and raves about them quite a bit, and so I've been really curious about their brand. I love that they are available at Ulta. Again, that's like a big factor in me actually eventually probably purchasing some of these items. And they actually recently released their little cutie collection, which I talked about in my last makeup I want but probably won't buy. But this is a palette that I remember looking at and just really think it's so beautiful. And I still, even when I look at the swatches of it, I'm just like, this is so beautiful, and I want it so badly. And that is the Secret, yeah, the Secret palette. For some reason I keep thinking Secret Garden. I feel like the main reason I haven't really bit the bullet to purchase this is because it looks like it's a lot. Well, I don't know, there's some warm tones in here, but when I look at it, I see a lot of cool tones and a lot of blues in there, but it is a really good mix. It's just a very beautiful jewel toned palette, and for some reason lately I've just been really into these jewel tone type of palettes. They really keep grabbing my attention, and so I look at the swatches of this and it just looks so rich, so pigmented, so creamy and beautiful, and I don't know, I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a palette that I would really love to have eventually. It's quite a bit of an older release and an older palette, but I still think it's so stunning. A little bit more on the maybe boring side with a few pops of color, but when you look at the palette itself, but when you see the swatches, that's when I feel like you see it come to life, and that's when I'm like, ooh, I want that. Such a stunning palette. All right, let's move on to something that isn't a palette. Now, this is something that when it first launched, it wasn't something that really caught my attention. It wasn't something that I thought, ooh, I really want this. It actually wasn't until recently that they've been something that I have wanted, and I think that's just because they recently were part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I'm pretty sure that, or was it like a Sephora sale? I can't remember where these are available. I think it's the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. These were on sale, like 50% off, and again, it wasn't even then that it was on my radar, or like that I wanted them. It was after the 21 Days of Beauty and people were doing their hauls of things that they purchased, and so many people were showing these, and that's when I was like, those really are so beautiful. I mean, when I first saw them, I thought they were beautiful, but I wasn't really thinking about it being something I really needed or wanted in my collection. Anyways, these are the monochromatic blush and bronzer duos from Cover FX, and it has the matte blush and a highlighter that's kind of in the same color family, as well as a matte bronzer and then a highlighter in the same color family. And they're just very aesthetically pleasing to look at. Like, they're beautiful to look at. I remember when they first came out, I did think they were beautiful, but again, not something that I was like, ooh, I want that. Like I said, it just wasn't until after seeing everybody kind of haul them in their 21 Days of Beauty hauls that I was like, maybe I really do want these. These are so beautiful. And also I feel like more recently when I've been doing my makeup baskets and searching, you know, my makeup collection for blushes, I actually don't have a lot of that's silly for me to say. I do have a lot of blushes. I have probably more blushes than I need. But when I think of variety, especially compared to all the other products I have, like how many highlighters I have, how many bronzers I have, blushes is something that I have like the most minimal selection of, I should say, you know. So when I go to do my makeup baskets and shop my stash, I always feel like bored with the blushes I have, because I'm like, there's not much variety, so I feel like I'm always using the same ones. And so I've kind of been like in this somewhat phase of wanting more blushes, which is ridiculous. It really truly is ridiculous. And also the fact that these are highlighters as well is something like, highlighters is something I absolutely do not need, but these are just so beautiful. I also wouldn't mind having one of the bronzers as well, because bronzer is something that I really love. Like, I go pretty crazy with bronzer. It's something I actually use up and go through bronzer pretty quickly, so I wouldn't be opposed to buying new bronzer. So either the blush or the bronzers, they're kind of on my radar and something that I really, really want, and I'm bummed that they kind of weren't on my radar to want until after, of course, the sale is over. But yeah, now they're on my radar again, and something that I'm kind of lusting after a little bit. Don't know if I will purchase anytime soon, but they are definitely on my radar next time they go on sale. All right, let's move back to another palette that is on my radar that I really want. And I really think the only reason I want this is because I always hear Katie Marie talking about this palette and how it's her very favorite from Juvia's Place, and because I really love green shadows. But the funny thing is, there's not really like, this isn't an overwhelmingly green palette, but it does have some really beautiful greens in it, and I do really enjoy Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes and the quality of their shadows, so this one is just like, I just want this one. And that is the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place, which is their more green tone palette. It is overall neutral. You have some oranges and yellows, and then browns, and then some greens or whatever, but I just think it's a really beautiful palette. It's a palette of theirs that I don't have, and I do have a lot from Juvia's Place, but this is one that I think is really, really beautiful. It's quite a bit of an older release from Juvia's Place, but I still look at it and I'm like, yeah, I would love to have that palette. I wouldn't mind having that palette. So yeah, that is another one that's kind of like an older release that I'm a little bit lusting after. Okay, you guys, I'm interrupting this video, doing a little edit, because I remembered something that I totally forgot that has been on my radar for a long time and has been in and out of my cart for a while, and I can't believe I forgot to put it in this video, and I have to. By the way, if you hear some banging, that is just my husband tearing up our bathroom. The bathroom is right next to my office, so my husband is bored in the house, and he's in the house bored, you guys, because he's gone from baking all kinds of goodies, which I've talked about on my channel. He's gone to doing outside yard projects, doing all kinds of stuff. Now he's in the house doing in-house projects, and decided to want to do a little remodeling in our bathroom. So currently tearing that up. So anyways, but that's not what this is about. So back to the product. I actually remember this. Did I already say this? I remember this because I saw Kelly using it in her videos, and I was like, oh my goodness, yes, this is something that I've been wanting for a while. It's kind of expensive. And so that's kind of what stopped me from purchasing it, but every time I see Kelly use it, I'm like, I need this, and I don't need it. But let's get to it, okay? I know I could rabbit trail like a madwoman. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. It's a brow pencil and like a liner pen in one, so you can get like those precise felt line brow strokes, which is not something I always do, but that's just because it's really hard to kind of achieve with like a regular brow pencil. So I've just been really, really curious to try this, and when I see Kelly using it, it seems to just work amazing for her, and I know it's something she really likes, so I'm just shocked that, because I see her use it quite a bit, that I forgot to put it in this video. But anyways, that's something that's still, it's quite a bit of an older release that I haven't purchased. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's expensive. But I really, really want. Still pining over it, still lusting over it ridiculously. I have so many brow products. If you guys watched, I recently did a lash drawer declutter, and in my lash drawer, it's like my lashes, brow products, and eyeliner. So it's like a full declutter of all those products. And if you watched the video, you saw like how many brow products I got rid of, as well as all the brow products I kept. So do I need to buy new brow products? Absolutely not. But do I still want to? Yes, because I'm ridiculous. So anyways, I just had to include that. All right, moving on to something that is, I feel like maybe might considered a fairly new release as well. So I do apologize. I hope this isn't too boring for it being not super old releases, but I feel like in the makeup world, like I already mentioned, in the makeup world, everything is so fast paced that it's easy to forget about products, and things that were even released like last week, last month, easily become old releases. But it's funny because when I was talking to Kelly about some of the products we would be talking about, she was saying that she had a few, like 1 or 2 products that released way back into, like, I think she said 2017, which is so crazy. I honestly cannot remember products that are released that long ago, to be honest. So hopefully this isn't too boring with it being more new, older releases, but it is what it is. These are things that have been on my radar, and I actually do have a couple things that are pretty older in concerning releases we'll get to in a minute. So anyways, this was released last year, so that counts as something, and it is another palette, and it's the Tati Beauty palette. The new, what is it called? Textured Neutrals Volume 1. Now, this is a palette that I talked about in one of my makeup I want but probably won't buy videos. The reason why I never bought it is because I do think it's a beautiful palette, but it is so neutral. So many of the colors, or pretty much all the colors in this palette, are colors that I already own. I don't think it would be anything new to my collection, but I still look at it and I'm like, I kind of still want the palette, even though it's colors I already have. I just love the theme of the palette with the mattes, the shimmer, the metallic, and the glitters. I think it's really, really pretty. I think it's a really smart design and idea. I really want to try the formula. The mattes, just all the shadows look so, so creamy and beautiful. And so it's still kind of been on my radar. I know she was talking about releasing another palette soon, but I think with everything shutting down, she hasn't, or that release has been stopped. I don't super keep up with Tati, so I don't know for sure, but I think that I thought I heard that she was releasing another palette, and then that didn't happen. And I think it's because of everything being shut down. So anyways, I do have my eye on Tati Beauty to see like what the next palette would be. If it's a little bit more colorful or a little bit more unique to my collection, I think I would love to get it, because like I said, I still look at this and I'm like, I still really want it. I still think it's beautiful, even though it's neutrals, even though it's everything I already have essentially in my collection, you know, one way or another. It just, I can't explain it. I just really want it. If you're a makeup lover, you probably understand, but yeah, this is the palette that I haven't been able to get off my mind and that I really want, even though I really don't need it. Okay, so I only have a couple more items, and thankfully we only have one more palette, but I'll save that for the end. So the other item that I really, really want, and I do believe is a pretty older release. Maybe this is something that was released back in 2017. Maybe 18. I don't quite know. Maybe it's not that old. I don't know. Anyways, this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Okay, maybe it's a boring old release, whatever. All I know is that it is a concealer that I would really, really love to try. The Too Faced Born This Way foundation is one of my favorite foundations. And when I think about it, and I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about the concealer, I have a lot of foundations that I really like. If you know me, you know that I'm like literally obsessed with the Pure Cosmetics Love Your Selfie foundation. That one is my like literally holy grail. I feel like when I did my first review on it, I don't think I liked it as much. It wasn't until after I started using it more that I fell in love with it. But anyways, that's my absolute favorite. And if I really thought about it and had to sit down and choose or whatever, I think that I would name the Too Faced Born This Way foundation as my second favorite. Honestly, I feel like it's a foundation that is very, very similar to the Pure Cosmetics one, just slightly different, but it's the one that's the most similar to the Pure Cosmetics one. So I really like it a lot. And considering that I love the foundation so much, I'd be really curious to try the concealer to see if it would be something that I like just as much. And it is a pretty big tube. I have heard really good things about it as far as I can remember. I recall when it first launched, I remember hearing good things about it. I don't feel like I see a lot of people still using it, so I don't know, maybe it was a product that was just hyped and now, like, I don't know, that seems to happen. But either way, it is still a concealer, a product that has been on my radar for a long time. Why I haven't purchased it? Well, I was gonna say I don't know why I haven't purchased it, but I actually do. I talk about this a lot in my makeup basket videos, shop my stash videos, is that I have so many concealers, so many concealers, and a lot that I really need to use up before I consider purchasing any more new concealers at all. And like, I'm very tempted because there's several concealers that I would love to buy. The Ulta Beauty Concealer is one that's actually in my cart that I take in and out of my cart as well, because I've heard really good things about it, and it's a really affordable concealer. So I guess that could kind of be something too in this video because it's an older release. But anyways, I haven't bit the bullet to purchase that because I'm like, what am I doing buying this? Like, I don't need any more concealer. I need to use up what I have. So I've been really trying to focus on using up everything that I have before purchasing new concealers, but this one really like is very, very tempting to me. So yeah, that's definitely an older release that I still really, really want. Okay, and this other one I've talked about in a past video before as well. And it's probably surprising to a lot of people that I haven't tried this yet, but I was someone who didn't really fall into the hype of it. I was like, I'm not interested at all. But as time has gone on, the idea of this product has really grown on me, and my curiosity has really, really grown, and so I really want to try it. And that is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. like I am still, I feel like one of the only people who have never tried that bronzer, and I still to this day hear people raving about it and hyping it up. And I know they did recently expand. I think originally there was only one, maybe two shades, and now they have expanded to 4 or 5 shades. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, like I said, originally when this came out, I was like, not interested. But as I still hear hype about it, it's been something that's been something I've been wanting to try for at least a year now. And that's something that has actually been in and out of my cart at Ulta as well. And I'm very, very curious about it. It's not a terribly expensive product, so honestly I'm not sure why I haven't actually purchased it, because even though I do have a lot of bronzers in my collection, like I said, I do go through them pretty quickly because of how much bronzer I tend to use. So I feel fine buying new bronzers often. Well, not often, but I feel fine about purchasing more, which is still kind of silly. But I haven't purchased this one yet, but I feel like I might in the near future. I don't know. Next Ulta purchase, we shall see, but that is definitely something I'm still really wanting to try. I do have one more item, like I said, a palette to talk about, and I feel like this is still kind of fairly a new release as well, but older-ish enough for me to talk about it here. And this is something that I feel like, interestingly enough, I have not heard the greatest reviews on this. I feel like a lot of people who have tried it said it's just okay, it's a little bit mediocre, and it's just like they're not super impressed by it. I feel like the reviews on this have been not great. Like I said, they're just okay. But for some reason, I still really want to try it. I'm still very intrigued by it, and that is, again, another product from Physicians Formula, and it is their Rosé All Play. Yeah, Rosé All Play eyeshadow palette. I don't even know how to explain myself, because I've even said many times before, I'm not super big into pinky tones. Pinks aren't necessarily my jam when it comes to eyeshadows. But there's just something so pleasing about this palette that I still look at it and I'm like, I want that. I'll take that, please. Thank you. Like, I want it. I still want to try it. Like, I'm someone who, like, I feel like regardless of the reviews of products, whether something is reviewed as bad by a lot of people or even something that's reviewed as good as by a lot of people, I like to develop my own thoughts. Like, I feel like oftentimes I don't always agree with what everybody says. I feel like there's been times where everybody hates a product and I end up really loving it. And there's been times where everybody raves about a product and I'm like, this is not good. Like, so I like to really develop my own thoughts. So even though I have not heard the greatest things about this palette, I'm still very, very interested and very, very curious to try. And I think it's like just $17, so it's not crazy expensive or anything like that. But yeah, I just have not purchased it yet. But it is something that's still on my radar, still something that I do really, really want for some crazy reason. But anyways, that is it for old releases that I'm still lusting after, old releases that I still want but haven't bought for some reason. I don't know. I'm not even sure what we're titling this, what we're calling this, but you guys get the gist at this point in the video, which is the end of the video. So anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to know if there are any I would love to know if there are any old releases that you still have your eyes on, that you're still lusting after but have not purchased. Share what you're lusting after. Let us know we're not alone. And don't forget to head on over to Kelly's channel and see all the products that she is still lusting after. So anyways, with all that being said, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!